Hello everybody, welcome to our Friday video, and we're going to be using our Prima water soluble oil pastels. And I'm super excited about this because I was watching a lady on YouTube, and I will have her link down below, by the way. She used the oil pastels dry and colored them with Q-tips, which is what we are going to do today. I'm just stamping out a bunch in my favorite things, hybrid ink, and I'm stamping out 3 of each style. The 2 that I first stamped are going to be what we colored. For our accent pieces, I'm doing these few in black and white just to break up the color. And then you can see I have the matching punches over to my right. And once I get these inked up, we're going to move everything to the side and we'll get to coloring. Now, I'm just showing you that they're matching there. What I thought was pretty amazing, we're just going to zoom in here, was I just put down a little bit of color, and then taking the end of the Q-tip, we can blend it out, right? You add color, use the Q-tip, spread it out. Now, I will say this. The next time I do this, if I were to go outside the lines, because, you know, I'm cutting these out, I'm thinking it really doesn't matter if you stay in the line. Well, the punches give you kind of like a white outline when you cut it out. So if I was doing something like this again, I would still go outside the line, and then I would just do a little fussy cutting where I would just hand basically cut it out with my scissors. And then that way I could be as messy or as neat as I want it to be, because you know, you don't have as much control with the Q-tip as you do, say, with like a marker or something like that. So I'm having issues right now because I stamped with the big flower. It has to go in a certain way in the punch in order for it to punch out correctly. So in my frustration, I'm going to pause here in a second, and then I'm going to punch it out off camera and then work on these other 2. So I'm doing another one in the same color, the same pinky purple color, and I'm using the same Q-tip because the color, to me, it blends really, really well, and it makes it look soft, almost like, I don't know if you've ever played with chalks or actual pastels. It's a very unique texture that it almost makes it feel like you could touch it and it would be nice and soft, you know. And that's what I liked about using it, you know, dry. So if you're not comfortable using it with a wet medium, then you can still get the same, you know, techniques or, you know, looks just by using a Q-tip with no water. And then you also have, you know, which I'll show you in a little bit, you also have the ability to just use your finger. You know, some people really like to move it around, blend with their fingers. If you're not someone who likes to get messy, then I highly suggest the Q-tip. And then, of course, if not the Q-tip, then I say just get you a water brush pen, and it'll spread just as easy with that too. If you're not using watercolor paper when you do it, just be light on your water usage. So right here, I'm going to show you, just put a little bit down, and you just use your finger, and it still blends. What I like about the Q-tip too is that it spreads it out smoother, but the ink that's left on the Q-tip, you can use that still. Like if there's a spot that's too white or not enough color, just use that edge of the Q-tip and go, you know, up for a little bit further, and you don't have to keep necessarily adding color. And then on these 2, I was better at not having the color going all over the place, and so it made it a little bit easier for the cutting out purposes. So, and I wanted the 2 pinks and then 1 accent color, which was the purple. And then for the smaller one, I decided I wanted 2 of the yellows, and then I would do 1 accent with the purple. So, and on this one, the inside was a dark brown for the 2 yellows. I didn't use orange only because I just thought that would be too much with the orange and the yellow. So for the yellow ones, I just used the brown. And it's the same technique, just a little smaller flower. Using the same, just applying on the oil pastel and then using the Q-tip. Now if you can get, I know they have Q-tips where the cotton on the end is a lot tighter. Mine were kind of fluffy, so it made it difficult at times for the spreading around, you know, the color and stuff like that. If you have issues with it, you could always go and, you know, purchase the tighter cotton. So right now we're just going to line up the pieces. I'm trying to see how I may or may not want to place these. And as I was doing it, I was like, well, that looks a little bit too heavy on the one side. So let's split it up and put some on the bottom, which is, I'm taping down the two black ones over here. So that way they're flat. And then the big flowers and the one small yellow one I'm putting on dimensionals, excuse me. And it's just about, you know, figuring out where's the best place you want to place them. And I wound up putting the purple one too far down, so I'm going to actually pick it up here, place the pink one where I want it, and then place the purple one down. And then I'm just using two dimensionals on the colored flowers on the right, and then adding those two with the dimensionals like I said. Now, instead of doing sequins, I decided to give you guys a break today. We're going to use some bling instead. And I like using the different sizes if I can. On this particular sheet, I wanted to use up some of the ones I have on here. So what I did was on the black ones, I used the tinier bling. And then for the bigger flowers, I actually went and got another sheet that I had that had some bigger stones on it, so that way they would fit in proportion size to the flower. And then to tie it all in, I put just the three different sizes up in the right hand corner, which once I spread out there, you'll be able to see it better. And there's our card. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you find this technique interesting. I thought it was really cool. I never thought to apply this particular medium that way. So I hope you liked it. I look forward to seeing you guys into our next videos, which will probably be this Tuesday coming, which is when I'll do the next technique video for Scrapbooking with Me Boutique. So you guys have a great weekend.